Okay, just put it in because I keep forgetting to check that place. Okay, there. Oops. So many things in my cup there. You guys don't see that. It's Friday morning. It's grocery day. And today I'm gonna go out after this class because today we're cooking shepherd's pie at the 4 o'clock one. Hi, Miss Terry. Good morning. I'm gonna make my coffee. Here we go. Butter shell. So coffee time. Gotta get a cup. Okay, here's mommy's cup. This coffee is because I fast and my first meal is lunch. The reason why I do that is because when we're sleeping, God set it up in such a way that we do a lot of house cleaning during sleeping time, and we lose a lot of our fats during sleeping because our cortisol levels are lower. So sleep is very important. And what's happening there is you're not eating, and when you're not eating, that part of your body rests, so that there's a part of your body that goes to work to rev up and burn those fats, and I want that longer. That's why I move it till lunch. And then as women, if we don't put something in our bodies during the fasting mode, we actually stress our adrenals. And you don't want that. There's a lot of problems when you stress your adrenals. Your body goes into starvation mode, and thyroid issues, all those problems. So if you have this DIY bulletproof coffee with things that you could just buy from the grocery, MCT, grass-fed butter, preferably ghee. Ghee is a higher form because when you take out the milk and the water from butter, it becomes clarified butter. When you take out and sift that even more, when you sift that out even more, it becomes ghee. So if you can spend for ghee, well and good, but for me, it's grass-fed butter for now. It's got a little tiny bit of milk, and yes, there are water, but whew, this is the last end of this MCT. It's medium chain triglyceride, not long chain. Long chain is the thick butter that you can buy from Costco, the one that solidifies you. That's healthy for you too, but it's harder to digest. And during fasting mode, I want it to go straight to my gut, and the medium chain is easier to digest. Trying to get every last bit of that, and I'm going to put it upside down so that I can get more of it. I knew I was going to run out, so I went to Sprouts and got their Sprouts brand because I sent Bailey on a Costco run yesterday and there wasn't any. They said they'll have it next week. Hopefully I could time it that there is some, because Costco sells them for $17 and something cents for 2 of these. Whereas at Sprouts, 2 of this cost about, on sale, $16. So I would rather have the Costco, especially since my budget for my family is about $250 per week. Being on this healthier way, we're not snacking a lot. If we are snacking, it's going to be fried rice with an egg on top, or a panini or something that's actually gonna sustain them so that the kids are not hungry all the time. Like right now, Saxon's eating breakfast and he's having chicken curry. Um, and then the little girls are having the fried rice that I made in the beginning. Okay, that's now start with 1/8 of a teaspoon because you don't want to go to the bathroom right away. Some people, 1 tablespoon doesn't affect them, but for me, I start small, 1/8 of a teaspoon, and then I work up to it. Now I drizzle it over my salad. Now I can put 1/2 tablespoon in my coffee. But again, it satiates me during my fast and revs up my metabolism. And I put flaxseed too. You can put your collagen, but I prefer marine collagen over bovine collagen because, you know, I don't want to have too much protein from cows because that ages us. Refrigerator because we're supposed to refrigerate flaxseed. Now you can get some of flaxseed. Make sure that it's not in seed form. Make sure it's milled. I just so happened to chance upon this in Trader Joe's, TJ Maxx. It's roasted, but the Trader Joe's one is perfectly fine. Put that in there, and that's extra fiber. Okay, so I try to do these classes for my family and friends twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays, 8 a.m. for when I have my coffee, 4 p.m. for when I have my tea. But sometimes I change it up a little bit, like last Wednesday at 4 p.m. I came over to my friend Julia's house and we made a avocado cilantro spread. I'll show it to you guys. Yummy. I put it in the freezer. It's like this. So we basically had 2 cloves of garlic. I had the recipe in Samantha Yalong Health, both on Instagram and on Facebook. But we just blitz it all. It's made out of coconut, the long chain one, the coconut cream, coconut oil, and avocado, garlic, and we just blitzed it with cilantro, and then it was so yummy spread over bread of sourdough, and it was so yummy on top of the wild salmon that was on top of a salad, and it has nuts in there. You could put in any nuts. The recipe didn't call for nuts, but since I love nuts, I just put it in there, and it was even yummier. Thank you to the suggestion of my sister Bonita, who's the foodie. And then yesterday I made a mango pear chutney. Thank you to Luann who harvested some Asian pears from her neighbor's yard and shared them with me. And I made them into a chutney. I cannot wait to have that on top of pork chops later. So you have to blitz it. If you don't blitz it, it doesn't aerate and it doesn't go to your guts as fast. So the more I aerate it, the better. The small particles, when they're aerated, they're better absorbed by your body. So while we're having coffee, we're going to be talking about why exercise does not equate to, I'm not connecting. Are you on? Yes, I'm on. Oh no. Andy's not connecting. Let me see. I typed the meeting ID 82624994380. Isn't that my ID too? 82624943880. 8262499. 8240, but didn't see the passcode. Is it asking for a passcode this time, guys? If you're asked, maybe type in lectins. Let me see. Sorry, guys. Some people are trying to get into the Zoom. Type in lectins. And then my parents are calling. I call them. Oops, I answered. I'm on Zoom, Dad. Sorry, guys. That was my parents. Manila is awake right now. It's around 11 o'clock. And we always chat with each other. Okay, so I'm gonna try to see if I could have Nandi come in. Oops, sorry. She's trying to get in through Zoom and I do not know why she can't get in Zoom. Oh no. Let me see. Why? Okay. Will I do this? Okay, so we're in Zoom. Don't you just not like technical difficulties? And right when I am not have my coffee yet. So I haven't sustained myself. Wait a minute. Okay. So this is my meeting, 826. And I want to open it and then just copy the invitation so that I can send it to Benito, who wants to go. He's my brother-in-law in the Philippines. And he is all about building his muscles, so he wants to join us in this chat. I initially just love sharing this to my family and friends, but you know, since anyone can listen in anyway, so I am up for anyone that you guys want to invite to join and listen to me. But so sad that this is not here. I'm just sending the link really quick to them, and hopefully they get it, and hopefully they can hop on. Lectins is the normal password, but I don't remember setting up a password for this one. All right, hopefully they get on. Sorry, guys. So backing to frothing, let me show you how frothed it is. Hi, Benito. Put on your thing so I can hear you. So it's really nice and frothy, my coffee. Put on your so I can hear you, Benito. I love it when I'm talking to someone because it's more organic and I can't do this without talking to someone. It's so hard. I am just not a lady who doesn't do well without the social aspect of anything. I like working out with my daughters and walking with my friends. We put back that and wash that later. Okay, so now I can have my coffee. How are you, Benito? Can't hear you. Let me put you up. How come I cannot hear you? Is it my speaker is not good? Sometimes I'm on, maybe I'm connected to my Bluetooth. I'm turning that off so that I am not connected to the Bluetooth. Not connected. Hopefully that works. Do you put this up so I could watch at a time later? Yes, I put it up. I used to not put it up because I didn't want to. I'm not good at this. Good morning, yay, Randy! I can't hear you guys. Oh, here we go. I'm putting up my volume. Okay. Dandy, this is my brother-in-law from Manila. What time is it in Manila?
Hi. Wow, what time is it now?
11 probably, 11:30. Okay, let me get my notes really quick. I was just rattling on from the book, and there's some stuff, main points that I wanted to dish out first before reading from the book. Out later, now. But just to let you know that Dr. Gundry and all these notes and the bulletproof, he's a triathlete, and all these notes and obesity code and all these notes say the same thing about exercise. I can read off from this after I dish this out, because last time we were talking, Nandi, I didn't dish out my major notes, and this is the more important one, just to let you guys know right off the bat what I wrote down in my notes instead of reading and boring you guys about why exercise does not spell out weight loss. Okay, so this is what I wrote down. Work out less and get more muscles. I know Benito wants more muscles, but the idea is you, by spending less time and getting bigger muscles, spending less time with exercise and getting bigger muscles. I know you like that, Benito, because Benito wants really, really big muscles, because he's like Saxon, my 17-year-old son, they all want the big muscles. I do not know why. Muscles are good for you. They're for longevity. They signal to your genes that you are worth keeping. They also hold your bones up, especially for women, where our bones are deteriorating. So we need muscles to hold it up so that in case we fall or something, you know, we can either be agile and catch ourselves really quick, or not break our bones because it's coated with our muscles, okay? So it says here on page 113 of Bulletproof, it says too much, too frequently, and doing it for far too long is called wasteful exercise. I repeat, wasteful exercise if it's far too long, too much, and too frequently. The goal is a state of high performance where you feel good and have lots of free energy. The problem is we work out too long. All those people who are working out every day for 1 hour, you work out for too long, and then you don't have free energy for your family, to cook, you know, because you're exhausted, right? And it also burdens your body with extra stress. It uses up all your willpower. You put up all your willpower on those push-ups, and by the time you see the cake, you're eating the cake because you lost your willpower on all the workout. You can't say no to the cake anymore, or whatever it is that you love, chocolates or banana Q or whatever. What is your favorite, Benito? What is it that you can't say no to? What? Oh no, I can't hear you. I think your volume is not up. Fix that and then tell me. Okay, so Nandi, what is it that you have a harder thing to say no to? It could be salty or sweet, because that's what our bad bugs are climbing up our biggest nerve telling us. Feed me salty or sweet.
Those Ghirardelli chocolates.
Yes.
With nuts. With nuts. Gotta be.
At least with nuts.
I love nuts. I love
nuts. That's good you love nuts, because nuts are a great source of snack.
But the ones, the Ghirardelli ones, ooh.
Yes. Just not cashews and peanuts. No cashews, no peanuts. Okay?
Why? And high in carb?
No, because they're high in lectins. They get at your joint pain, back pain.
What?
Yes, they cause molecular mimicry, which is what happened to they're proteins, so they're allowed to park in certain spots because they're proteins. But when they park in, say, your heart, they cause heart palpitations. For me, it got so bad that it became a heart failure.
What? Cashew?
Cashews and peanuts.
And peanut? Oh boy. Okay.
When you take that, when I took it out, the heart palpitations, the hot flashes, night sweats, they all went away. Those
Oh, wow.
lectins. So now I cook my cruciferous vegetables. When I started doing that little by little, all those problems that we thought were normal for ladies, even the bloating. If I have Mexican food with beans, the bloating is there. But if I don't, the bloating is not there.
Oh, wow.
It's really, you'll find out that how you want your body to look like is 80 to 90% of what you put in your mouth, your food. And
Hello?
there, Benito.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, now we can hear.
Now you can hear.
Okay, so what was your question a while ago?
Question was, what is it that you have a harder time with your willpower to say no?
Okay, pizza and fried chicken.
There you go. Fried chicken. That's the American diet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pizza, fried chicken.
So the cheese is the hard parts filled with lectins too, and so is the dough.
Yeah.
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 And then the fried foods, there's nothing wrong with frying on olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, but the canola, the corn oil, all those fat, that kind of fat, that's the wrong fat. The good fat is from the avocado, the wild salmon, olive oil, MCT, avocado oil, flaxseed oil, walnut oil, all those good oils you can have. But the frying with the bad oil is not cool. Okay, so let's go back, just so that I don't waste your time. What did Luann say? Chips and salsa! Yay, that's my jam. Chips and salsa. It's so hard not to have chips and salsa, especially in the weekend. Okay, so next. So it burdens your body, right? Causes that extra stress, and it doesn't help you live longer or a healthier life. Okay, so that's exercise. Of course, exercise later on you'll find out it's good for you, but not too long, not too frequent.
Not too intense.
Huh?
Not too intense.
Intense is good, but it has to be a short time for only
Okay.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I will give you the hack on how to do it efficiently. Okay, exercise is not the biggest factor. Oh, I said this already. Exercise is not the biggest factor of how your body looks like. 80 to 90% depends on what you eat. Because that's what who was saying that? I think Bulletproof was saying that. And it just so happens that because what you eat affects your hormones, right?
Yes.
Landry was saying. And then what's so funny is obesity code says weight loss is hormonal, not caloric. So what I started doing is I didn't just do what he said or what he said. I just started doing what they all said in unison. Because I don't want to just think this guy's the Bible, right? You never want to just read from just a triathlete. You never want to just read from a diabetes doctor or a heart surgeon. You want to put together what they all say and then do that. At least somehow you're going to get it right, right? Also, it resonates to what my mom said or what my grandma said or what I see women who are aging beautifully. What are they doing? I mean, I got to Bulletproof. Manny Pacquiao's lawyer came over and he shared it. So it's like a true testimony from someone that it worked for him. He lost 50 pounds with this coffee. that he drinks every day. Of course, he buys the coffee. I just make it with stuff at home. And the obesity code was introduced by my dad's friend who came over to check out a car. So again, he was aging amazing. He's in his 50s, and I had to ask him, what are you doing that looks, that is right? And then he shared Dr. Fung's. So always ask people around you or in your family that are doing it wonderfully and say, hey, what are you doing? And see for yourself if it's the same as what Dr. Fung is saying. Is it the same as the Asprey is saying? And then if you connect the dots and then do that and try it for yourself, because all our bodies are different. Like what you're hearing from me, try it for yourself and see if your muscles grow bigger. Okay, so or hormones. And so he said that the factor to one of the biggest factors for what you eat, right? And it also depends on your hormones and gut bacteria. So exercise is just another tool to control your hormones, like sleep and food. Remember, sleep is so very important because it lowers.
Yeah.
When you sleep, when your cortisol level is low, you lose more weight when you go to bed early. And food, that also, don't want to take in food that messes up your hormones, which are the lectin-rich foods that I've been sharing. It affects your hormones. It wreaks havoc in your hormones. So there again, time and time again, we're talking hormones affecting the way your body looks. But all that exercise on top of a stressful job will drive up your cortisol level. So the ones who go to work, like Papi, right?
Yes.
Stress is so high already, and then you're gonna work out for a whole hour.
Yeah, too much cortisol.
Yes, it's like
Yeah.
cortisol upon cortisol. That's why some men, when they're biking and they're already stressed, they just drop heart attack. You've heard of those stories, right?
Anxiety.
Yeah, it's the heart is not meant to have 1 hour of bike riding at high speeds. Now
Yes.
you can bike leisurely, that's fine. Not at high speeds for a long time. Okay, so when your cortisol levels are up, weight gain, muscle loss,
Muscle loss.
decline in testosterone, burnout, and high stress levels. When done moderately and correctly, it improves bone density, mood, blood lipids, increases insulin sensitivity. That's the opposite of insulin resistance. It gives you lean muscle. It decreases inflammation because everything stems from inflammation. Cancers, it all starts from inflammation, right? It helps you sleep better. Just don't do it 2 hours before bedtime. Okay, so do it 2 hours, but 2 hours starts, no more exercise. So there's the most efficient way, the technique to get the job done with minimal effort and in the smallest amount of time. Because I want to live a very long time with a brain that this is what he says. I want to live a very long time with a brain that never quits and a body that relentlessly fights aging. That's what he is striving for. Optimum brain and body, fighting aging. Because aging spells out diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancers, all the deteriorations of the body. Choosing the stairs over the elevator, walking at lunchtime. or a leisure bike ride does not cause direct physiological adaptation. It's merely moving around. There's no hormonal effects of real exercise from these activities, but it still has benefits. It decreases risk of metabolic syndrome, breast cancer, cardiovascular disease, vascular dementia. It decreases overall systemic inflammation, which zaps your performance, contributes to all major diseases. It decreases upper respiratory tract infections, improves mood up to 2 hours after your bike ride, and it improves better brain performance. But it does not spell muscles. Okay, so it's taking the stairs, bike rides, or walking is not exercise. How exercise is defined. But don't, so that's why he said, but don't fool yourself with thinking you exercise when you've done this. The best exercise are weight training.
Yes, yes.
You're doing that already, Benito.
Yes. I have dumbbells at home. Yep.
It says here, use 80% of what you can carry. Don't do lightweight.
Always heavy weights.
80% of what you can carry, and then carry it. Keep doing it until you cannot do it to the point of exhaustion. Do
Wait,
that
light weights or heavy weights?
weight.
Heavy weights? Okay.
Yeah. 30 seconds until you can't anymore, and then rest for 90 seconds.
Okay, okay.
And keep doing it. Of course, a different one, right?
Yes,
Whatever.
yes.
And do that for 15 minutes. 15 minutes is the sweet spot. Because 15 minutes is when 10 minutes, when 10 minutes starts, is the greatest secretion of the anti-aging human growth hormone. After 20 minutes, it stops producing. So if you have a workout that lasts more than 20 minutes, it's wasteful exercise. You're no longer producing any growth hormones. Because right, when you're exercising, you're tearing up your muscles, right?
Yep, yep.
So what? And then it secretes that to build the muscle. Now he wants you to not be an exercise machine. He wants you to be a recovery machine. Because during the recovery is
You
when
build
you
you
build.
build muscle. Yeah.
And in fact, it takes you 1 whole week to recover. If you want to weight lifts again, you need to make sure you're not jet lagged, make sure you've got good sleep. In fact, you have to sleep for 3 hours extra just to work out the second time for weightlifting.
How many times a week?
Once, if you want the muscle to grow, he doesn't want you to be a workout machine. He wants you to be a recovery machine.
So not like other people say you have to work out 3 times a week and rest every other day.
Oh,
Not
What-
that one.
because what's happening is you tore your muscle and then it's gonna grow, right?
Yes, yes.
You're gonna work out again, you're gonna tear it again, then it's gonna grow. So instead of growing the whole week, you only grow little, tear, little, tear. So your muscle is only growing a little, where you can make it grow bigger, right?
Yes, yes. I understand. 21.
Wow.
Guys at the gym, they are so big.
Yeah.
So big.
Because they also take in the extra shots.
Steroids?
And they take the protein shakes to make them bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but protein, too much protein ages the body. We're only supposed to have a palm size. Each
Long
meal
size. Okay.
should be more vegetables and very little protein. Especially if your protein is not grass-fed. There's a lot of hormones in there that you're taking in. And you don't want those hormones because that's going to age your body.
So it has to be organic protein. I think it's protein powders.
Well, it has to be grass-fed. Because
Not organic. They're different, huh?
yeah, because the if it's organic, as soon as one of them gets sick, like for the chicken, as soon as one of the chickens gets sick, they inoculate all of them with antibiotics. So
Yeah,
it's
GMO.
so it's no longer So that's why I don't spend any more for eggs that are let's say organic or free range, because by law the free range is they open the gate for 2 minutes and hopefully the chickens get out.
That's it.
That's
That
hopefully the chickens get out, but
so grass-fed is the magic word now, not organic.
pasture raised, yes.
Pasture.
So if you're gonna spend for chicken, that's amazing. Go for pasture raised.
Where do we buy that?
Sprouts has them. Whole Foods. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you have a neighbor, I have a friend that delivers, so I try to get from her. But if I can't, I just go for the normal eggs instead of paying for organic or free range, and then it's not really true. You know what I mean? So I go either or, depending on the budget. So, weight training. So now you know it's weight training that's the optimum exercise to increase your muscles, right? It increases lean muscles, it boosts your insulin sensitivity, metabolic rate for days. See, because you're recovering. Your metabolic after that weightlifting for that one day, for days you're still burning.
Oh yeah.
Increases your testosterone and your growth hormone levels. More muscle means resilient to fatigue, disease, pathogens, and toxins, meaning health, right? Cuts fat and builds muscle. So long cardio workouts do not improve cardiovascular function or burn calories. It does not. It even stresses the heart and body and doesn't give beneficial change. Imagine, so if you're jazzercising for 1 hour, your heart is getting tiny tears. 20 minutes is the max, guys. Okay? I cannot share this enough. To anyone willing to listen, running and cycling aren't efficient enough, although they do increase health, but the HIIT exercise is better. So I do 2 things. One day I do weightlifting with my, and then you have to wait at least 2 days and you can do a HIIT exercise. A HIIT is high intensity interval training. Again, it's 30 seconds and then 90 seconds of rest. Do it for work up to 15 minutes. So let's say instead of jogging for 1 hour, he wants you to sprint as fast as you can, like a tiger is running after you.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
How
Then
about burpees?
burpees? You can do burpees. You can make any intensity, jumping jacks, But if my knees used to be bad, so you could just do modified one, you know, it doesn't have to be the jumping one. And you can modify it until you can work up to the real thing. But any intensive, uh, for me, a plank with different movements is already high intensity for me, you know, because I'm a woman. I'm 46 years old. So that's already high intensity for me.
How many seconds plank? 30 seconds.
30 seconds and then rest for 90 seconds.
And then do it again or next workout?
Do you either do it again or you could do another thing. It depends on what you want to do. But do it for work up to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Not everybody can do 15 minutes right off the bat, but you can work up to 15 minutes. So 2 days in between. So you're working out weightlifting for some lean tone muscles, and then you're going to do
Rest 2 days?
rest 2 days and then hit
Okay.
for 15 minutes. So really, you're only working out 2 times,
A
2
week.
different times a week. That spells 8 workouts in a whole month. Okay, if you can't do HIIT, that means 4 workouts in a month of weight training,
Okay.
right? You could do squats, you know, you could do lunges. Again, the 10-minute is when you secrete the greatest human growth hormone, which is for your muscles. So, and then when you're doing this, the most important is the breathing. Because you can do it better with breathing. Not only does it send oxygen to your brain so that you've got optimum brain. So you breathe in 4 counts, exhale 5 counts. I do that when I'm doing Pilates or a flow. And then whatever the easy part is, that's when you breathe in. And then when you're gonna do the hard part, like the that's when you
Yeah.
okay. So once a week versus 1 hour of a jog a day. This is what they're saying. You build more muscles with a 15 minutes. That's the sweet spot. Do once a week. 3 days after weightlifting. Oh, sorry, 3 days after weightlifting. Okay. Only if you've had and you know, if you've had extra sleep and you're not jet lagged, you can do 1 more day of weightlifting, but you have to sleep 3 hours extra. Page 120 says rate of diminishing returns. More exercise will not always lead to more benefits, and overtraining is harmful.
Yes.
Increase your frequency instead of forcing yourself to try hard. Instead of pushing it, because when you push into something, it's gonna cause more harm than help.
Yes.
Okay, no longer than 20 minutes. Each movement is done to the point of failure, heavy enough to reach the muscle failure. The risk of injury of pushing muscle to fatigue with free weights. You risk, you know, those free weights.
Yes.
It's more energy there's more injury doing the free weights. It needs to be heavy, but less frequent. If you could do 1, that's better than 50 of that.
Yeah. Light weights and high repetitions.
High repetition, no light weights. It's heavy weights, less heavy weights.
Heavy weights, 30 seconds.
So 80% of what you can carry, and one movement to another cannot exceed 2 minutes. So you know when you're resting for 90 seconds, don't make it to more than 2 minutes, because sometimes you need to rest a little bit more. The next move has to be less than 2 minutes. So that could be your seated row, your chest press, pull down, overhead press, or leg press. Those are what you can do. Um, whether you do weightlifting or the HIIT, those two, wait 2 to 10 days to recover. The sweet spot is 4 to 7 days to recover from each of those. So you weight lift, you need 4 to 7 days till the next weightlifting. That's why I said once a week. Eating carbs the evening of your workout day, recovery faster. So you can
And
have,
then sleep, and then you sleep.
and when you sleep, that will
Yeah.
actually, um, Dr. Fung says, eat your carbs before you sleep because you have good sleep. There's nothing wrong with rice because it makes you. That's why rice makes you sleepy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
They want you to have very, very good sleep. When you have good sleep, you recover faster. That's what they're saying. And you lose even more weight because you're sleeping, your cortisol levels are lower.
Rice for dinner is okay?
Rice for dinner, yes. But never, never rice for breakfast or lunch. Never any sugar. No fruits in the breakfast. No carbs in the breakfast. It spells out a hungrier day. So normally, if you're just a normal eater, it would be fine. But if the moment you put any carbs in the first thing in the morning, you'll be a hungrier Nandi, a hungrier Benito for the day. And we don't
So,
want
um,
I go hangry.
I don't want to be a hungrier Sam for the day. I want to be just a normal Sam, you know?
yeah.
Um, so, so because when you eat the carbs, it spikes up your insulin. And that insulin is what's going to feed that muscle that's growing. You don't want the muscle, you don't want insulin to get it from the muscle because you just got busy growing it, right?
Yeah.
So you know those thin people that are marathon runners, they don't have muscle, right?
Yes. Yes.
You've been grabbing the insulin from the muscle. You don't want that. So that's why you have carbs on the day you work out, so that the insulin will come from the carbs, not the muscle.
So before I sleep, how many hours rest? Let's say
Seven,
after I eat
7 hours.
7 hours.
There's
I
this
can sleep 7 hours.
7 hour sleep.
That would be nice.
You could do less if you sleep early. I mean, you could wake up at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. That's fine. That's how people used to do it. They wake up that early, but they sleep early because they didn't have light. They didn't have blue light, cell phone, TV. So they went to bed at 7, 8, right? And then they
Yes.
woke up 4 o'clock. They started farming at 5 or hunting for their food,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The
But I
idea,
wake up and then I go back to sleep. Does that count? The body wakes up.
yeah, of course it's okay as long as you don't get out of the bed.
Oh, okay.
What they're saying also, if you're awake between 10:45 to 11, you get a second wind. You
Yeah.
don't want to be awake at that hour. That's stressing your body. That's what I love about this, because I'm saying it to you guys, but really I'm also saying it to myself. You know? And then the more I share, the more I do it for myself. This is why I love this platform, because it's being tattooed in my mind over and over again. I need to sleep early, and I don't sleep early.
What time can you go to bed?
Huh?
What time can you go to bed?
I start cozying in bed around 7-ish.
What? That early?
Yeah,
Very
because
early.
it takes 2 hours before you actually sleep.
Yeah.
Some people, like my husband, he's already snoring, sleeping Like,
No, guys do that. I hate it.
I
I
know,
know they just like that.
yeah, I hate it. But
But
for
not me.
I me too.
I know women are, it's unbelievable. Men are like, just, they're gone.
My husband can sleep standing up. He can just lay down on the couch and he's like,
I know.
yeah. And if you don't, if you number one, if you don't want your husband to snore, put breathe on him and his chest. Mix it with some coconut oil and put breathe here. Because it makes me not sleep more. So I want to make sure I put breathe there and I put it in big toe.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot which toe, so I put it on both toes. And so I try to settle in. You gotta create that mood because I know that I'm gonna lose weight, maintain my weight, maintain my health when I sleep. So I gotta slather the lavender, diffuse the lavender, and drop copaiba under my tongue just so I can get in the zone. Because it's so hard to sleep nowadays with all the things going
I
on.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
Oh,
people who don't normally have anxiety now have anxiety because of all the things.
Isolation.
Yeah, that's why I have to do everything and anything so I could just zone in to get that sleep. I had a hard time last night. Because I didn't slather. I was too lazy to put on the diffuser. All I did,
oh,
and then
that's so. I'm not the only one who does that.
too lazy to put the breathe on my husband. All I did was drop the copaiba. I finally went to bed probably around 12 o'clock.
What time did you wake up?
I know. I woke up 7:30 today because I had a hard time last night to go to bed. Normally I wake up 6.
Wow, that's early.
Homeschool. There's 6 that are homeschooling, Zooming right now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So another example of carefully timing carbs for better results. Yep. So there's nothing wrong with rice. 2 billion Asians didn't get it wrong. The reason why diabetes and heart disease came to Asia is because we were already carb heavy because we eat rice for breakfast, lunch, dinner through noodles, rice, and then when the Pringles and the Coca-Cola came into the scene, it was like a tipping point. Because we were already carb heavy, but every culture has a yin and a yang. Like the Koreans, they do have rice, but they have kimchi, something fermented, right? To offset. Anything fermented is probiotics, natural probiotics. And that makes you have more good bugs to fight off the bad bugs.
Is cereal acceptable?
No, it's very bad for you.
How about milk?
Huh?
How about milk?
Milk does not do a body good. So that's what I share here. Bonito, you need to go hop on again because I want to share with you all the lectins that are not good for you, that people think are good for you, but are not. Or make sure that like cruciferous vegetables like spinach, you have to cook it. Broccoli, kale, to break down the lectins so that you can get to the nutrients.
Is nuking it, was that good enough? What I do know is I nuke my salad. I don't know for a minute.
Yeah.
Will that kill the lectin?
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Before I put it on with my smoothie, I nuke all the whatever those salads that we buy. That's all in a kit. That's what I throw it into my smoothie.
You're smart, Nandi.
But when you said something about lectins, so I nuke the salad, the kit, and I throw it into my protein shake. I hope that helps.
Yeah. It does help.
Okay.
Smart. That's why they said also, this reminds me, the beans, the lentils. Good morning, Sabine. Um, you need to pressure cook it because the higher the heat, it really breaks.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
That's a great idea. You're a smart woman, Miss Nancy. Now I'm refrigerating my flaxseed.
It comes with age. When you get to be as old as I am, you gotta keep something.
Hmm.
Just feed me all this info. Just give me all the info.
Right? So non-athletes. So weight training once a week. Second is the HIIT. Equals 4 workouts a month. Then sleep more because muscle tissue is repairing while sleeping. So 20 minutes workout, an extra 20-minute workout means extra 3 hours sleep. Um, and again, he wants you to be a recovery machine, not an exercise machine. And then make sure you're taking your multivitamins. That is um, a different topic. I'm trying to break it down in little topics now, just so that it's more palatable.
Yeah, that's good to add that topic in your alert your announcement.
Yes.
That's good. That helps.
Yeah. Um,
How come you're showing up as Terry Foster?
oh yes, because this is Terry Foster's Zoom.
Why? Why not yours?
I haven't gotten Zoom yet. I will get Zoom soon, but I just wanted to see how Zoom works out. And then,
All that time was not Zoom. I thought I was always doing Zoom with you.
oh, no, this is Zoom. It's just,
Before.
oh, before.
Yeah,
No,
yes.
this is Zoom. Let me change my name. Thanks for reminding me. Samantha Yalom. There I am.
No.
I have to change
I see sometimes your name does not have an H.
Doesn't have a what?
Letter H. Samantha, no H. What is that?
That's Sam not typing it right.
Okay. So I'm not sure. I thought maybe I'm
Right.
saying it. Okay.
You wanna read from the book just one thing before we end, but
Okay.
for the people hopping on, and just so that here, let's Dr. Funk. Uh, maybe about, okay, so let me go. I'll just read one paragraph just because this time we spent more on my notes. But this one, it says, but isn't increasing exercise the key to weight loss? This is Dr. Fang of the City Code. Caloric imbalance, increased caloric intake combined with decreased caloric expenditure. That means that's when it's imbalanced, is considered the recipe for obesity. Let me repeat that. Caloric imbalance, which means increased caloric intake, meaning eating a lot, combined with less, when you're sedentary, is considered the recipe for obesity. Up until now, we've assumed that exercise was vitally important to weight loss. That by increasing exercise, we can burn off the excess calories we eat. But that's not the case. That's no longer the case. Ooh, we have ended. I'm gonna share this.
Is the obesity code with by Jason Fung?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good. These books are not so expensive.
Yeah. And what I do is take a picture. what I do is I audible read it also.
Oh, I like the hard book.
Weight loss.
I have a
So I can
question.
highlight.
Yeah.
What,
Yes.
which is the best time to exercise? Night, afternoon, morning?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Which is the best?
The best time to exercise is during a fasted state.
Is what?
During a fasted state.
Between a fast intake?
During the fasted state. So that would be like right now where I haven't eaten anything.
Oh,
Yeah. So right before I'm gonna eat lunch, between now or before I eat my lunch.
okay.
So because you're already burning on this like a snowball effect, right? You know how you roll the ball and gets bigger and bigger. I'm already in that snowball where I'm burning and burning. And then I weight lift right now, which is what I did yesterday. Man, I'm sore, so I won't be working out for a week.
Yeah. I've
So
experienced that.
yeah, right. And you need to recover from that soreness so I could build it. Why do it again today? Then it's gonna get smaller. Instead of growing bigger and more cut, then it's you're defeating
So like I did a bicep workout before, and then I cannot do a shoulder workout tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or do all of them hit. Oh no, weight lift everything, a full body weight lift.
Okay.
Yeah. Or do it separated, but make sure that there's 3 days apart.
Mhm.
And then you get
3 days, not 2 days.
3 days, sorry, 3 days. And then you get extra sleep, 3 hours. So it's 3 and 3. 3 days apart and 3 extra hours of sleep for the second day of weight training. And then watch your body develop more. Try it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. Maybe next week we'll do vitamins or maybe we'll do sleep because that's also important.
Yes. Sleep.
All right. Thanks for hopping on.
Thank,
Hey guys,
thank
have
you,
a
thank
fun
you.
day. Have a fun day.
You
Have
too.
a nice
Weekend.
yes. Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thanks, Benito.
Thank you. Good
Good
morning
night.
from there. Good morning.
Right. Good morning and good night.